Hmm. What have we just witnessed? What have we just witnessed, ladies and gentlemen? Chelsea tie with Arsenal, 1-1 at the bridge. Chelsea 10 men down, and they held on for that second half. They did. They played really well. But before we get into the analysis, the match review, you know how it goes. It's a debut on this channel. No, actually, no, it's not a debut on this channel. You were in a previous video, but it's a proper
Yeah.
debut, one-on-one debut with one of my good friends from childhood. He's a Chelsea fan at heart. Growing up as a Chelsea fan, he bleeds blue. His eyes are blue. His middle name is Blue. Monty, welcome to the channel, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I could have been here and under better circumstances, but it could have been a lot worse. So let's get into it.
Yeah. What did you think of the lineup that Maresca put out? Was it expected? Were you surprised to see João Pedro in there?
A couple of surprises in there.
Mm.
Uh, First of all, Reece James in that midfield role that we've been accustomed to seeing in the bigger games, not so much in regular Premier League games. I can't say it failed. I think
Oh,
he
bro,
was
he was
literally the best
unbelievable.
player on the pitch today, in my
Yeah, by
opinion.
far,
But
by
we'll get
far.
into that. So yeah, Gusto ended up playing right back for us. I think he played relatively well as well. Kept both your left wingers quiet for most of the game. So yeah, honestly, I was happy that Esteval started. Steve,
Mm.
very surprised to see him come off after the red card because I felt like he was our most dangerous player. But again, we'll get into that. So in terms of the lineup, honestly, it's a few inclusions that were a bit surprising, but nothing too crazy from the starting lineups side of things.
I think from an Arsenal point of view, I think a lot of people were surprised to not see Saliba start. You know, seeing Mosquera and Nkapia start together. It's like their
Hmm.
first time, I believe, this season that they've started together as a duo. And for the most part, I mean, I thought they played a pretty decent game. They're both booked for their reasons, but the second half especially, I thought besides obviously the corner, I thought Nkapia played a good game. I thought he made a couple crucial tackles here and there.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people did want to see Gyökeres, including myself. But I think I was also surprised to see Martinelli start too. You know, you often see him off the bench, but obviously
Hmm.
Trossard not being fit, it makes sense to put a naturally left-sided player on that side. But I think this result for Arsenal specifically, considering the context, considering how Chelsea went down to 10 men in the first half, you'd expect a lot better from them in the second half, considering how they've been playing. You know, they just beat Bayern, they just beat Spurs. You know, they seem to be kind of scoring goals whenever they want to. And I thought the attack in general today just looked a bit flat. I thought, like you said, the Chelsea backline, Gusto, Chalobah, Cucurella, and I thought that those four at the back really, and including Robert Sanchez too. You have to give him his flowers. 'Cause I thought he made a couple crucial saves,
Definitely.
claiming crosses from the corners that are so deemed to be dangerous. You have to give Chelsea a lot of credit for holding on that second half. And it looked like for the majority of that second half really, they didn't really seem that they were down to 10 men. Whether that be Reece James just covering one of two positions,
Wow.
obviously they're like I said, the defenders really stepping up, winning duels, and giving Arsenal their attack some trouble. Give a lot of
Hmm.
credit to Maresca. I mean, what did you think of, I guess, how Maresca went in that second half, the tactics? Obviously, there's not a lot you can do when you're down to 10 men, but
Yeah.
he's known to be like, a big game type of manager, turning up into the big games, always upsetting an opponent. What did you think?
Honestly, to start the game, I felt like it was a bit of a chess match, if you will.
Mm,
The first 5, 10 minutes or so, both teams were sort of playing a bit reserved. And then from the 10th minute onwards, honestly, up until the red card, I felt like we took control of the game for a very decent portion of it. Now, obviously, Esteval with a bunch of chances created from his side. The scuffed shot with his right foot, playing it into Neto with a beautiful touch, nutmegging
mm-hmm.
Declan Rice, but obviously he recovered well there.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, I felt like we had very solid control of the game up until that point.
Mm,
And then there was that moment that obviously changed the game. Caicedo, this was dubbed to be the Caicedo versus Rice derby. So it was a very unfortunate end to that. Honestly, first time I looked at it, obviously being a Chelsea fan, I'm trying to find trying to find excuses for it. I'm trying to find something that the ref could basically take a look at and say, no, that's not a red card. At the beginning, I thought it was low.
Hmm.
Maybe that could have gone our way. But then I saw who the ref was. I saw Voldemort was refing this game, bro, and I knew it was gonna be over. So I was like, yeah,
What's
GG's,
funny,
man. But
what's funny is that he actually initially gave it yellow, and then when I saw the
yeah,
replay, I'm like, the way Caicedo, he knew what he was doing, huh? When he
yeah,
tackled and he was
yeah,
going
yeah.
down, he was kind of
No, that
like
was a good one. Honestly, that was a good one from him.
he was prolonging the inevitable. I think
Mhm.
when I saw him go straight to the monitor, I'm like, yeah, this is a red, 100%.
Obviously, Anthony Taylor's history with Chelsea isn't
Yeah,
great, but
you're
yeah,
not too much of a fan of him, huh?
yeah. But we saw out the first half, I thought, pretty well.
Hmm.
And then the second half, I was surprised to see again Estefao coming off because I felt like he was really our best in terms of attacking threat. You could even see when Garnacho came on, it wasn't really the same in terms of just that ability around the box, that technical dribbling around the box and
Mm.
creating chances out of nothing. It was a bit sort of frustrating in that way, but I feel like Maresca was kind of looking for a winger that would track back better. I feel like knowing Estevao and sort of his age and everything, he might not be best equipped for that sort of game where we're down to 10 men. So I sort of understand it from that point to bring Garnacho on. And then who else? We brought Delap on as well. I thought he was poor today, man. Very poor, honestly. Like João Pedro was performing way better than he was, honestly, in the first half. A couple of missed chances, yes, and even that one where he
Yeah,
pressed, who was it? Was
I
it
think
Mosquera or
I
someone?
think it was in Capie,
Hincapié?
the
Yeah,
recovery tackle
Hincapié.
from
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
exactly. He was creating chances even though he wasn't really finishing them. He even had that header against Raya with a fantastic save
Mm.
in the second half as well. So I feel like that substitution was a bit honestly lackluster. But other than that, I was very impressed with the way as a unit we were able to say like very solid at the back. So I was happy with the way we limited Arsenal today. I felt like a lot of their chances were sort of half chances, crosses, sort of those passes in behind, those diagonal
Mm.
sort of crosses in behind that they try to go for every time they
Yeah.
they play against us. And then there was Saka's goal. Obviously, I feel like that was just very well worked from him. And then Mikel Merino, man, this guy, bro. Honestly, he's becoming inevitable in this derby.
Yeah,
One of my least favorite player.
for me, he's the most confusing player in Europe right now, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, because he will turn up on a day. He'll Arteta will stick him up front, for the obvious reasons to win aerial duels, to hold up play, to link up, with the wingers and stuff. And thing is, what's so funny about Marino is that he'll go silent for like 60 minutes, like today. He didn't really pose too
Mhm.
much of a threat to that Chelsea backline until obviously he scored. But he just has like that striker's instinct. He'll just be in the right place, the right time. I mean, to be fair, yeah, like you said, Saka does so well to create the chance for the goal. But again, all you need as like a striker technically in this game, you need one chance and one goal. That's it. That's all you need. And he just
Yeah.
always manages to find a way to like shut everyone up that doubts him. People are obviously screaming, Gyökeres, come on, Gyökeres, come on, but grabs his goal really well. And yeah, honestly, like I don't. He needs to be studied. I don't understand how he keeps doing this week in week out. Like I think it's like 34 GA now in 2025. 12 this season alone for the
Mhm.
club and country. So it's honestly like ridiculous in my opinion. I don't know how he does it. And you have to give credit to Arteta for, I guess, using him, even though I don't think he had like the greatest game today. I thought he did make a couple, sloppy errors here and there in possession. Honestly, I think this game, at least in the last like 4, 5 years or so, was probably the scrappiest game I've seen Arsenal and Chelsea like whenever they come up against each other. And you
Agreed.
don't often really see that. I mean, obviously you see that in like a Liverpool United game or like a Liverpool Chelsea game where it's scrappy, a lot of fouls.
Spurs, Chelsea as
Spurs,
well.
Chelsea, even Arsenal, Spurs as well. Arsenal, Chelsea, at least recently, hasn't been too scrappy. And like, I don't know. Do you think this is gonna be like a new type of derby now between the two? A lot more stoppages in play.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Honestly, I feel like this is the real London derby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That Spurs Chelsea derby isn't even
Yeah,
isn't even
and
close
that's
anytime we
Spurs
play them.
Arsenal derby isn't close as
And
well.
even that one as well. So I feel like we've been the better teams in recent years, with Arsenal obviously finishing in second place in the league 3 years in a row now. They've been doing very well. So see, this hasn't been a favorable fixture for us the last couple of years. I think in Stamford Bridge, it's been three draws, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, or something like that on the bounce. But then we always lose in the Emirates, which is like a tough tough ground. Even in years where I feel like Chelsea may have been the better team, we always managed to struggle against you guys. But see, the fact that it's scrappy now, it adds a bit of flavor to the derby. I felt like it was sort of going in that direction from last year when Timber started talking with Maresca after the game and sort of getting in his face and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I feel like we came out with a bit of energy to sort of like basically show that we're up for it. I like a bit of
a
this
little
sort
bit of
of animosity
spice.
in derbies.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
spice.
It even added to it when you kind of deal the medicine, when you deal them
If you
their
can't beat
own.
them, join them.
If you can't beat them, join them. Chalaba, what a header! Honestly, ridiculous header. Like the
That
way,
was literally right out of the Arsenal playbook, man.
literally, man. And you could
Literally.
just see how shocked Raya, Mascara, you could see how
Yeah.
shocked these guys were. And I was shocked. I'm like, there's no way. Like I started laughing. I'm like, there's no way that's going in. But you have to give credit. Reece James, great ball in. Chalaba cushioned header into the back post. I'll get to Chalaba, but Reece James today, man.
Wow.
And I said it in my
Wow.
Barca Chelsea reaction where like he's starting to unlock that CDM position as his new own. I mean, he's obviously so world
Hmm.
class at right back, but having, I guess, the other position available to him, like literally controlling it, and the way he did it today, honestly, like I'm up on my feet for that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
unbelievable
No.
player, unbelievable player. Literally,
I
it looked
think
like I said that wasn't even like. I mean, you guys sat back for a lot of that second half, but again, a lot of the reason as to why Arsenal couldn't grab a second is because of him.
yeah. And Enzo obviously dropped from the cam to sort of cover at CDM, but yeah, definitely Reece James was sort of doing a two-man job there. He was going forward, he was going back, so technically sound. The switches, oh my
Yeah,
God, bro. He
switches.
was He was everywhere. Literally not a single like misplaced pass that I can think of. Just covering that entire midfield area against Zubamendi, Rice, Marino would drop back sometimes. And honestly, I think he had a great game. Clearly man of the match, in my opinion. Probably Saka contests him for that. I think he was Arsenal's biggest threat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he had a very strong game today. I think it was his first assist this season, if I'm not mistaken. So he was sort of struggling in terms of GA, even though I don't think his performances have been
No, not at all.
like as bad as the GA,
Not at
obviously.
all.
As the starting right winger for Arsenal, people were starting to say, "Oh, Madueke," because of the performance on in the UCL game, but I think Saka's clearly one of Arsenal's most important players.
For sure.
So yeah, I think those two were the clear standouts for me. I don't know if you agree.
No, I do agree.
Um,
I absolutely do
yeah.
agree. Like, obviously, a couple players that have poor side of the games today. I didn't think Zubimendi was great today. Picked up a yellow. Didn't really make himself present in like a scrappy fixture like this compared to the other players. Lewis Skelly, I thought when he came on he was poor. Gave a couple sloppy fouls away. Madueke wasn't great as well. I think like
Mhm.
the Arsenal attack today just looked quite flat. Obviously Saka did look the best of the front three today, but even him, like, in front of goal, you'd expect some of those shots to go on target. He skied a couple ones, went to Rosette. I mean, I have to give credit to Cucurella for, like, even though I don't think, Cucurella played as well as he did against Barca, for example, he still gave Saka some sort of trouble, but obviously Saka today was by far Arsenal's best player, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Set up the goal, like I said, really well. In terms of, what this means now going forward, Chelsea are sitting, I believe, let me double check. I'm pretty sure they're,
we're third, I'm
is
pretty
that
sure.
because of the
The City late winner.
yeah, even that, like they got so lucky that game in my opinion. Yeah, so 1 point behind City, six behind Arsenal. What does this mean going forward? I don't know. Are you buying into this narrative of a title charge?
For me, a lot of Chelsea fans are saying like one game at a time and trying to basically avoid this conversation. I think for good reason, just because we're in the early phases of sort of this project. But in terms of the big games, they're not a worry for us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's more those smaller games against those low block teams where we struggle. And yeah,
Yeah.
we just need to be more consistent in those types of games. Like honestly, today I feel like without the red card, I think maybe it could have gone in our favor. So that being said, I feel like going forward, if we can just build sort of on these strong performances, we keep the counter pressing, quick counter attacks, playing with Esteban and now Cole Palmer. Obviously, I thought he might have gotten a cameo today. I think that's a big talking point that
Mm,
we haven't really discussed.
mm,
But I think he was saved from this game just because of the sort of context of the game and everything. And I don't really know if he's fully fit, but I think him coming into the team is a very big miss that not a lot of people have been talking about. So
No,
the fact
it's
that we've
huge
been
plus.
doing this well without our best attacking player, I think is very impressive. But I'm gonna look at the next couple of games, the next run of games, and see how the team sort of meshes together and how Palmer is gonna fit in sort of this attack. And I feel like we need to sort of set who's gonna start and who's gonna play off the bench just to have that sort of consistency, build that chemistry between our attackers specifically. Because I feel like our defense, even though people were pointing out it to be like a very weak point for us, especially our center backs, I think Fafana has been a revelation ever since he's come back from injury. He's been very strong. And Chalaba as well, even though I feel like he could have done a little better on the goal, I feel like he's been solid enough to sort of get us through the season. And also Colwell is going to be coming back later on in the season. So I think in terms of future prospects, there's a lot to be hopeful for. We just need to get it clicking, basically.
When you have a good coach like Maresca, he can certainly set you guys up to do that accordingly. Especially like you said, you need to be more. You can turn up to the big games as much as you can, but it's those small games. You know, the away games against the smaller sided teams that you need to get
Hmm.
3 points on to keep it ticking, keep it consistent.
Yeah.
There's a long season ahead, but
Hmm.
let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think we've pretty much covered as much as we could in such a short amount of time. But leave a like, subscribe. Monty, thank you again for hopping on. Hopefully we'll
It's
see
been
you
a
in
pleasure.
hopefully we see you in more collab videos. But yeah,
Hopefully.
subscribe guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.